Yo, what is going on, you scrappy skiddos? The first regional of the season has come and gone, Sheffield regionals, so there's a lot of cool decks to take a look at and try out. Today we're going to be playing some games with Robin Schulz's, I don't know if I should call it Robin Schulz's or the Limitless AzulGG, AbilityZard, that he played to a top 8 finish over at Sheffield regionals. This is the exact list that he played, so kind of comparing this to the list, the AbilityZard list that kind of came out of Worlds with the 18 fire energy, less fire energy. It's got 13 fire energy. It does have 4 fire crystal in it. It has the additional attacker of the baby Blacephalon, which I think is a super cool addition to the deck to be played for helping in like mirror matches specifically, and it kind of just against tag team decks in general to kind of come back. In general, yeah, to try and kind of make a comeback in general. Whenever you fall behind, this guy can kind of come out of nowhere and one-shot a tag team. You don't need energy in play to set him up. Like you don't need 6 energy in play to use double blades. You don't need 6 energy in play to use hot burn. You don't need 6 energy in play to use explosive jet to one-shot a tag team. You can bench him, attach welder. Maybe you have 3 in hand plus a crystal. Maybe you got double crystal, and then fireball circus one-shot a tag team. So the comeback factor around Blacephalon is super cool. Victini is still around despite the lack of 18 fire energy, because he's really good against decks like Malamar and stuff to get some energy back. Good in mirror match now, especially because a lot of people are running a lot more non-GX attackers. So another non-GX attacker of your own that can get your energy back to set up your other non-GX attackers is pretty cool. So Victini's still around, a 3-2 Ninetales, heavy on the Ninetales, the 4 communication, which I really love as well. I was doing this in the 18 fire energy build myself because getting out Ninetales felt so important, and when you got it out, the games felt so much smoother. They felt the same way apparently. So yeah, the 3-2 Ninetales, and they also threw in the extra Vulpix, and then the 4 communication, 1 reset stamp, because reset stamp's really good, makes sense to me. They went up to 4 switch, no acro bike, but switch can kind of act like acro bike, especially when you play heavier on the fire crystals, because you can like get an extra stellar wish off with a switch, which is kind of a little bit better actually than an acro bike, especially when you're playing the fire crystals, because like with acro bike you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna play acro bike, find a fire energy, but now you can be like switch into a Jirachi for an extra stellar wish, or retreat your first Jirachi into your second Jirachi, get an extra stellar wish off, find a fire crystal, then switch it out, so on. So yeah, that's the list. I like it. I think it is a little bit clunkier than the 18 fire energy build. I think it has better comeback potential than the 18 fire energy build. I think it's slightly unfavored in the mirror match against the 18 fire energy build, despite, I mean, except for having the potential of Blacephalon for the comeback. But yeah, it definitely has way more comeback potential and more explosive plays potential, whatever you want to call it, between the fire crystals and the Blacephalon specifically. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into some games and see how it runs. Here in this one, something I feel like is always a huge advantage with AbilityZard specifically, actually. Opponent opens Jirachi. We don't know if we want or don't want any of these attackers, so I think I'm going to put them all in play and actually choose to attach to the Heatran over everything else. I'm just going to go ahead and throw Heatran into my active here, and we're just going to plan to start rolling with him as soon as possible. Yeah, so we have no idea what we're playing against, so it's really hard to tell what the heck we want right now. So we're just going to start rolling with Heatran. Hope we don't get too punished for it, and go from there. I don't even, well, I said I don't even really want to bench Jirachi, but well, he's on the bench now. All right, yeah, we'll see where this one goes. Really awkward because we don't know what we're playing against, so we don't know what attackers we want access to. That makes it really, 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 really awkward. But we'll see what our opponent is actually playing here in just a second. There's a Cherish Ball, It could be Mewtwo Box with the Jirachi. Some people have been doing that, but if I had to guess, this is probably a AbilityZard deck. Just what it looks like. Looks like an AbilityZard deck. We'll see what our opponent has here for sure here. I'm sure we'll figure out something here off the Stellar Wish. No, still no information given. Cherish Ball for a Dedenne. Acrobike away a Cherish Ball. Still, if you see Acrobike, Dedenne with a Jirachi start, it's usually going to be AbilityZard. There's a Heatran from our opponent. So I guess they're just going to Steam and Stomp us back with their Heatran. It looks like that's their plan. I think we would just go for the Hot Burn GX then, attach 1 energy, try and get a welder on one of these guys, the Turtonator ideally, and then just Hot Burn. knock out our opponent. We'll see. They might not go with the Steam and Stomp, but I'm down to just throw my GX down right now and just start swinging. We'll see what our opponent has in store for us, though. If they do have the Heatran loaded up, and they chose to go with the Heatran over the AzulGG. We had no Vulpix down, so we couldn't chase anything anyway. So it's an interesting choice from our opponent. Yeah, I'm actually really curious to see if they're going to hit us or they're just going to kind of wait. If they wait, if they wait, it seems like it's almost worse. So I feel like they almost should hit us. Uh-oh. That was a wasted switch. They definitely could have retreated this Jirachi into this Jirachi and then switched this Jirachi out. So I think that was definitely a wasted switch from our opponent. Well, they're giving us a prize. So yeah, I guess they are waiting a turn. Makes sense to me. No, it doesn't. Actually, I kind of, well, you know what? I'm indifferent. We'll see how it goes. I'm actually not quite sure how this is going to go. Take it all back. I'm going to reset Stamp because we do know they have a Welder in hand. So there's no reason for us to because if we're going to get rid of the Stamp, if we know they have a Welder in hand, we should just kind of get rid of it. I shouldn't have benched this Jirachi. I didn't mean to. It kind of slipped out of my hand. It's not really my fault there. You guys can't fully blame me on that one. I'm going to put that Welder back in the deck. I will escape board the Jirachi because we could get stamped by our opponent next turn. And we are going to go with that Steam and Stomp for the knockout. We are going to fall behind slightly on energy here because we did whiff the turn 2 second Welder, so we are going to fall behind slightly on energy here, but our opponent could whiff Welder as well, which means they'll fall behind on energy as well. This guy is for sure getting GX knocked out this turn. I don't see our opponent ever not GX knocking this guy out with Hot Burn. I mean, that's why I was curious as to why they didn't go for a AzulGG. Like a Flare Strike here would have been super good for our opponent. Flare Strike knock out our Heatran would have been insanely smooth from our opponent. So yeah, it's interesting that they went for this and then chose not to attack with it. Maybe they messed up the switch, and that's the only reason they didn't attack. I guess them holding off was probably a little bit better, actually. I kind of went back and forth on that, but I guess them holding off was a little bit better. There's a Welder for 1, so weak Welder from our opponent, and that's what we're looking to see. That's what we want to see. We whiffed turn 2 Welder. They ended up with a weak Welder. I'll take that. I will take that all day. The weak Welder from our opponent. That means we're not really that far behind. We can go with the Explosive Jet to knock this guy out next turn. They can respond with an Explosive Jet if they want to. They haven't attached for turn yet. I'm hoping they put down that Hearth to have to attach for turn and give us access to Hearth. I would really like that, but it looks like that is not going to be the case, and they're going to go ahead and hit us with the Hot Burn. All right, so their GX attack is gone. We still have access to ours, which could be a big deal as the game progresses, because we can make a Zard out of nowhere and GX with it, and then they can't really have a response to it. Well, I guess the Baby Blacephalon, if they do run that, would be a pretty good response. Stellar Wish, there's the Welder. I got a little nervous. We do need the Welder here if we want to take a knockout with the Explosive Jet. We could also knock out with Circus, but I think we just want to go with Explosive Jet here. Could do the Circus, though. Oh, I guess Circus isn't guaranteed. We'd have to draw into a Fire Energy, which is likely we'd find some way to draw Fire Energy. Looks like we would have whiffed, actually, so good call on holding off, I guess. All right, get 2 prizes here as well. 2 crystals for the next turn, so we're looking pretty good. No Welder in hand, a triple communication, so it could definitely get a little bit rough here, depending on how our opponent's turn goes. This is an interesting one. It's really coming down to kind of who whiffs. Not so much about managing resources. Welder out of prizes is insanely good, let me tell you. Super excited to see that. And yeah, it's kind of just coming down to who whiffs first, and we'll see. We have access to our Ninetales now. They have access to their Ninetales. They're only going to be evening up the prize trade though here on my Turtonator. So if I can go knock out their active into knock out their Dedenne, we do just win the game. Or I could knock out Dedenne into knock out something else. But yeah, I kind of like the spot we're in. It feels pretty good. It's interesting when you play these mirror matches, though. I guess seeing the Acrobike, I know they're probably not playing the Crystal build. I guess I can kind of assume they're not playing Crystal, which means they are playing Victini. So they do have a way to one-shot my AzulGG still, potentially. So I do have to be careful of that, I guess. I can maybe go in with AzulGG reasonably safely next turn, but probably not worth the risk. I'm just going to keep going in with the baby attackers. They would have to go KO to Dene at this point if they want to race me, which means they need quite a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and I think I'm going to be pretty safe here. I think they're probably going to have to KO Turtonator, which means they're a ways behind. It looks like they're going for Victini now. So I could go Zard KO Victini, but we're probably just going to end up going Blacephalon KO Victini here. Yeah, probably just going to go Blacephalon, KO the Victini, and then look for the KO on the Dedenne with AzulGG's GX attack or our own Victini. One of those two. Oh, they're still playing scoop ups. They are way behind. Their list is in the past, man. They need to catch back up real fast because this list is old, man. You're in the past, my dude. You're in the past, big time in the past. That acro bike, yeah, they're on the acro bikes. They're probably just playing towards list from Worlds. Or should I call it the limitless list from Worlds, man? I don't know. I know those guys work together, but I'm not sure who I should be calling out here or shouting out here. Looks like they're going with the Turtonator. They just want to set up the Victini. So we could just chase the Victini if maybe they just can't attack next turn, actually. Or make it that much harder for them to attack. Yeah, we could go chase Victini. If we can chase Victini, I think we will. I think we can actually for sure chase and knock out Victini. Because then they have no way to one-shot anything. We could even do it with the AzulGG, like I said, like I was talking about. They don't have a GX attack to respond. They would lose all this energy. Yeah, so we could just go chase Victini with AzulGG. That would be fine. Oh no, wait, they do have the 9 Temptations here. Oh, but what are they going for? Oh, they're gonna go after my Vulpix. This is not cool. I don't know why I didn't really consider that a play, but that is definitely a play that they can make. Huh? How awkward does that make it for us? I guess pretty awkward. Actually, we're in kind of an awkward spot now. Top deck Vulpix is pretty cool. I forgot that they could kind of chase our Ninetales there. That kind of sucks. It's kind of rough. Let me take a look here. Huh. I don't know how I want to KO this thing. I think I want to KO it with... We could KO with our own Victini and get a bunch of energy back. Doesn't seem necessary, though. We want to bench this guy, so I don't think we want to do that. So I think we just go for the KO with Blacephalon here. Knock him out with Blacephalon. Could go for the KO with Turtonator. Blacephalon, I guess the Blacephalon attack takes more energy, so we should go with the Turtonator knockout, actually. But then I lose Turtonator, but I don't think it's a problem. I think I'd rather actually even keep Blacephalon if I had to choose. So I guess this is the way to go. But I think we're going to lose. You know what, if I had to guess, I think we were going to lose. Not having our stamp here, I think is going to be what ends up losing us this game. Not having access to the stamp. The schmamp. I don't really need a... What we need is another welder. How many welder do we have left? 2 welder left? You know what? Let's just go for the Cherish Ball, I think. I don't think the Flint's going to do anything for me. Cherish Ball might get thin out the deck by 1 card. We can even thin it out right now, actually. 1 welder left in the deck, 2 fire energy, the Flint. Okay. Victini is in there. We have one more welder prize, that means? Yeah, 1 more welder prize. So we could get that prized welder here. Yeah, it's looking a little rough here. Explosive Jet. Knock out this guy. And then ideally we win next turn on KO into Dedenne, but our opponent can just knock out our Vulpix again with Victini. No welder off the prizes. Uh-oh. It's not looking good. 14 in discard pile. So if they play 17 energy, they can't do it. If they play 17 in the crystal, they can do it. If they play 18 and they prize 1, they can't do it. So it's all going to come down to that. And then for us, it once again comes down to, do we actually get the, what's it called? Do we actually find the welder? If we don't find the welder, we can't win the game. Yeah, we're hoping to find the welder then. That's our hope here. We're going to try and set up, I guess our Blacephalon is our main attacker, going to be our, looking like our main attacker here. The reason I want to keep Blacephalon is in case they attack with, a Charizard ever. We have the, because they could go knock out this, I don't know if that would even work. If they could go knock out the Vulpix, I don't even know how this would end up working. We'll see what our opponent does. See how the prize trade breaks down. Maybe I didn't really, no, I did want Vulpix on my bench, that's for sure. Yeah. How many welder did they have left? That's a good question. They have 3 welder left, so they are in a much better spot as far as welders go. There is the welder. The question is, do they have enough energy? We need just them to prize 1 energy. If they prize 1 energy, they never have enough energy. Unless they play the Fire Crystal. But if they're playing the Scoop Ups, I doubt they have the Fire Crystal in here. Because that's 17 energy. So if they're playing 17, 1's prized, they can't do it. If they're playing 18, 1's prized, they can't do it. Well, if they're playing 17 at this point, they just can't do it. That's 16 energy gone right now. Yeah, there's the KO on the Turtonator. That is not the KO on our Blacephalon. So, this one's looking pretty good, actually. Yeah, I'm liking it. So we don't want to use our Hearth usage because we might have to Dedenne to try and find the welder. We could also just Stellar Wish twice. We could Hearth and then Stellar Wish twice, which is actually like the same thing as using Dedenne, I think. I think I'm gonna do it that way. I think we're gonna go Hearth away a Hearth. Take out 2 fire. There's also the Heat Factory in there. I think this is the same thing, pretty much. This digs for 5, then it draws a 6, but we get to dig out 2 more before we use this Stellar Wish. I'm not gonna do the full amount of math right here, right now, but there we go. There's the Welder. That's game. Gonna be able to knock out that Dedenne off the bench here, using Blacephalon to close this one out, getting that get him to that 160 damage. I guess we could have also used Victini in this instance, but it doesn't really matter. Crystal for 3, and then Crystal for 3, and then we can use 2 of them to bring the Dedenne up, and then we'll use the other 4 to knock him out. As long as both Ninetales are prized. I guess that is one thing I didn't check. So hold on 1 second. Nope, Ninetales was in there. I was pretty sure I saw Ninetales. We discarded one early. That's what it was. And yeah, there's a concession from our opponent. Easy dub in the mirror match. Actually, that was a pretty hard dub. That was a interesting matchup. I'm always interested to see how the mirror match breaks down. Sometimes it's very easy, simple, straightforward. AzulGG, double blaze. Oh, that's game. But that one was interesting. That was interesting. I like that one. Let's just go see if we can't do that again. Going first, hand isn't too ridiculously good, but we have plenty of options. We are up against the Blacephalon, which means we actually want to go in with the Heatran initially. We can go Hot Burn GX into Explosive Jet, into some other shenanigans. But yeah, Hot Burn is going to be the move here. Go ahead and touch this guy, and then that change. We don't ever really want to put AzulGG in play until maybe the end, if we feel like we can afford to. Uh-oh. No Welder. Hand is a little awkward. I think we're just going to go ahead and pass here, and then we're going to have to hope for the best on the next turn. We're going to have to go ahead and grab another Dedenne with this Calm. I definitely want to save the baby Blacephalon. He's very good in this matchup as well. We will then attach to our active. We could just go with the Explosive Jet knockout here on our following turn. So we will attach active. I mean, if we get a switch and get Heatran to the active, we can move the energy anyways. So we may as well try and set up the Turtonator in this reason. Oh, looks like a slow start from our opponent. Just the Bursting Burn. So I don't want to risk the energy on the active anymore. We're going to put it on the bench, because we're not going to attack with him if he's confused. So this goes into play. Attach to the Heatran. Calm away. We want to save the Blacephalon. We don't really need 2 Ninetales in this matchup, so get that second Dedenne. 4 energy in the discard pile. Yeah, so we just need a Welder and a switch. We still have access to the Hearth for the turn. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is not good. I'm going to go ahead and Giant Hearth away this. Thin out the deck. More energy cards. Let's see what's in here. There's only 2 Welder. Makes a little bit more sense now. So yeah, we are in a interesting spot because our opponent's not doing anything either. Our third Dedenne is prized, so I kind of just want to bench this Jirachi just in case they do knock us out next turn. We want to be able to dig with that Stellar Wish. Yeah, so interesting spot, interesting predicament that we are in here. I guess I could have Cherish Balled as well to take that GX out of the deck, so I definitely should have done that. Especially because we're not looking to Dedenne away the hand next turn, so should have also played the Cherish Ball this turn. Yeah, interesting spot we're in there, though. We'll see how this one goes. Our opponent's currently dead drawing for right now. Here's another Ultra Space. They play Hearths themselves, so you know they're playing Welder. And there's the, I was going to say, got that Ultra Space. They probably got the Naganadel GX, and if they got nothing else in hand, they probably have an Ultra Beast that they can Ultra Conversion away. Yeah, there goes a charging up. So they're pretty much back in the game at this point. And now it's kind of up to us to try and get back into the game ourselves, I guess. I don't know. There's a Burst GX. Our opponent could get really far ahead here on the prize exchange and put us in a really awkward spot. Miss what happens when you don't find Welder, man. You just don't find Welder, and then you're just like, yo, where are my Welders at? Oh, I forgot we could thin out the deck of the Cephalon. Completely forgot about that. We do play an Ultra Beast. We're going to thin the deck out of these 2 guys. We're going to attach to a Dedenne here. Yeah. So we can maybe utilize, if they go chase this guy, we can maybe utilize his energy with the Heatran. If this Heatran gets his way to the active, though, we can still utilize that energy anyways. Then pass over to our opponent. We got nothing else, man. We're chilling. Hoping for the best at this point. There was the Burst GX. Now they can get the free knockout here on the Turtonator. Go up 2 prizes. Finally, we'll be able to do something on our turn. But might be a little bit too little too late. So we'll see how well our opponent draws. I think the reset stamp is going to have to come in clutch here for us to have a chance in this one. I think the reset stamp is going to be the gonna have to be the boy in this one and help us out. I guess I maybe should have attached a Heatran because they do knock this out, which they probably will knock this out. I Maybe we just want to directly send a P-Train and not even Stellar Wish. Although I kind of really want a Welder here anyways. I don't know. We better see, we'll most likely see a Welder or a Switch card to get a Welder. Almost for sure. So probably not going to be that big of a deal. A ton of energy coming in play from our opponent. Yeah, so what happens when you give Blacephalon too much time in any like tag team or GX matchup at all, you just get into you can end up in a really awkward spot really fast. So yeah, go Jirachi. Off return, another Jirachi. Stellar Wish, just the escape board. Alright, so we can get the knockout with the Heatran for sure. 2 Welders prized as well, so hopefully we find a Welder here. But yeah, it's going to be that retreat to the Heatran, pull the energy off the Dedenne. Yeah, I was pretty confident I would find a Welder, draw some cards, and then either get a, what's it called, or whatever. Huh. No, I'm going to go ahead and do this right now. We can actually calm away this to set up the Ninetales, and then we can Ultra Space it back out of the deck. Seems worth to me. May as well get that out of the deck as well. We have another common hand, so we can save anything we want out of the hand. The Victini is probably going to be our attacker next turn, so... And then yeah, Hot Burn GX. This is how we want to start the matchup. We wanted to do this like 2 turns ago. And then we wanted to go with... Victini is probably going to be our follow-up attacker here. We'll have 8 in the discard pile, so we only have to get 1 more into the discard pile. So Victini is probably going to be the boy here to attack with on the following turn. I actually might even send up a Dedenne and then Welder to the Victini, so that way I can hard retreat the Dedenne and then knock out the Blacephalon. We could, yeah, Victini has to be our attacker here, right? Yeah, Victini's got to be our attacker here. They're almost certainly going to knock us out. We're going to try and get the response knockout with Victini, and then we also want the stamp here. We definitely want to stamp our opponent here. They can like get a ton of energy in play and just Venom Shot at Dedenne on the following turn, or get the double custom catcher. Most Blacephalon decks play the 2 custom catcher. So I expect a double custom catcher. So yeah, this one's rough, man. Yeah, they're the energy loading up on the Nagana now. They don't have too much energy in play yet. We're still no B strings yet. Currently we'd have to get rid of 4. There's the stamp on us, so they're getting everything here. No Victini. We have the Blacephalon, but we want to attack with Victini this turn. Ooh, this one is not looking pretty, man. We're running out of ways to get energy into the discard pile as well. We might just have to commit to Blacephalon depending on what our Stellar Wish shows us. Yeah, still gotta get rid of. They still gotta get rid of 5, right? Yeah, still gotta get rid of 4. Yeah, there's a mind blown for 4. All right, so this isn't actually too bad of a scenario because they didn't get any B strings. 0 B strings. As long as we can knock this guy out, we have a pretty good chance here, actually. Yeah, as long as we can knock this guy out, we got a pretty good chance. That's it. That's it. That's all I got in play. We can knock this guy out. They don't find any more big Welder combos. We're chilling. This is like the worst Pokemon to draw as well because we have access to Ultra Space. Oh well. Do we get a Flint? Flint away Vulpix and energy to get Ultra Energy. Seems pretty good. Like 13, so we can KO this guy on the next turn. I think this is probably the way to go. Flint. We just need 1 crystal at this point. There's 4 crystals. All right, I'm feeling it. This feels like the move. Yeah, just need 1 crystal. Plenty of crystals left after that. Oh, so that's all of our energy. So yeah, we have all 13, access to all 13 right here. Ooh, okay, we're drawn cool. Don't really want to give them Heat Factory though. I kind of want to use it on my next turn because they could. It might stick actually. We do need quite a bit to pull off the combo for next turn. We do need a Welder here for sure. We've only Weldered once. Yeah, so we're gonna pop out that into the deck before we. I think I want a Heat Factory here. It gives them the potential to possibly win the game, but they would still need a decent amount. It does increase their chances by a little, but I need a lot on my next turn. I think I'm gonna go with the Heat Factory here. Yeah, I need a lot on my next turn, so we did get the reset stamp as well. Like I said, increase our chances of finding that. Oh shoot, I need another energy now. Oops. Oh no. I didn't even realize that. I have been fully punished here. I can't actually take the knockout anymore because I did that. Well, we're gonna reset stamp. And I think we're going to, oh man. This makes things interesting. Not in a good way though. I completely didn't realize that we needed that extra energy at all. So now I have to go with like Fire Crystal for 3. Yeah, I didn't realize I needed that 4th energy. I was like, oh, I can do it with 3. I don't know why I thought I could do it with 3. I thought I could do it with 3. We just kind of make it so they can't take a knockout, really. They don't have any fire in the discard pile. We just reset stamp them really low, but we gave them Heat Factory. Oh, man. I could Blazer. That's not very good, though. We could bring up this Naganadel. We could bring up this Naganadel. I think bringing up this Naganadel would probably be the move. Bring up that Naganadel and then Blazer. I think I would also... I don't think we need to attach. Yeah, we're just going to go retreat and Blazer now. And hope for the best. There, we know there's no fire prize, but I'm just going to go ahead and hit it for that 10 damage. Which will even off its health. And then we can maybe get the knockout next turn. Yeah, I messed up pretty bad there. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, okay, we can just Heat Factory here. I mean, we could have got another crystal, like, theoretically. But that's, like, never the play to play for. Just don't give them Heat Factory. Take the knockout. Yeah, now they get access to Heat Factory out of the stamp, which would have been fine if I had the 4th energy. So, yeah, this is a very good example of me making a very big mistake. And now we're probably going to lose from it. They got the charging up. They do need another fire for their benched Blacephalon, but this is probably going to get them to Dene and find them that. So we're in trouble once again. We actually just don't straight up lose, though. We can still win, actually, from this position. We just need to find ourselves that Victini. If we can find Victini, we can still win this one. Especially if Heat Factory 6, that'd be a huge help in us finding Victini. But we can knock out this with Victini. They are going to lose most of their energy in play to knock this Blacephalon out still. They don't have Burst GX remaining. They still have Beast Rings this turn, which is the scary part, actually, though. So we need them to actually just kind of whiff Beast Rings 2 turns in a row, which isn't... Yeah, that's kind of a lot. So yeah, what we should have done... Let's go back to it. I shouldn't have Heat Factoried away that 4th energy. Should have just Fire Crystal for the 3. Knocked out this Blacephalon. For some reason, I was thinking I could KO it with 3. I could have also gotten another Fire Crystal, but that's kind of irrelevant. Like, I shouldn't have played for that. Oh, attached to active and welder. Oh, no. Oh, interesting. Oh, but I guess if they get a Beast Ring, they can still Beast Ring to the active and then snipe our Dedenne anyways. Yeah, so attaching here still seems fine because they have quite a few energy left. They just need a Beast Ring. Maybe their last 2 prizes are just Beast Rings. There was a Bill's Analysis in that hand. Oh, but they Weldered. I was like, geez, just go for the Bills for the Beast Ring. But yeah, they did Welder already, so... Yeah, if they do find a Beast Ring here, though, we do just lose. No Beast Ring. Okay, insanely lucky. Oh, but the double custom works. Okay, KO on the Dedenne. All right, guys, I would definitely want to give myself a way better chance in this one if I had just KO'd the Blacephalon. Don't do as I do as I say. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video covering Robin Schulz's top 8 ability Zard. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give the video a like, despite my horrendous misplay. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.